Yeah, we're on. G'day viewers. We're winging today. It's all happening. The wind's up. It's about 7:45 in the morning. We're going to get out there and go. Let's go. Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, bringing you into my life, showing you that you getting it?
Absolutely.
Bloody bastard. You only went back another inch or so. It's going to get windy today. Yeah. Okay. We've got wind. We're going to be hydrofoiling. Thank you for joining me here at Gosford on the Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. I hope you enjoy what's about to happen. Try to make it a little exciting for the viewers. Boards in. We're about to hydrofoil, and I'll try and teach as I hydrofoil. There's a lot of blue bottles at the moment, which is a bit of an issue, but we should be able to, not blue bottles, jellyfish, but we should be able to get around that. Okay, you ready, viewers? Let's go. Thank you for joining me here at Gosford on the Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. I'm Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist, and we're up. Now, I don't know what you'll be seeing, I can't really tell, but what I do know is we're hydrofoiling and you're with me. If you're going through a breakup, it's going to be painful. I can't change that reality for you, it's just how it is. But what I can tell you is the way you go about it can be the difference in how soon you heal or how soon you don't. And some people, when they experience a breakup, depending on their psychology, can go into self-destructive behaviours. And that's unfortunate, but that's what some people do. They become self-destructive, they take on habits that they shouldn't, or that were laying latent. Or that were laying latent, and because of the trauma, they return to their habits, choice. And the wind's not quite in yet, but it's getting there. And this only brings them more harm. This only brings them more harm. And it can be a natural response to a breakup to go into substance abuse, alcohol abuse. It's only going to lead to more depression and anxiety and trouble, and you can find your way out of this by facing what has happened. See, a lot of us don't want to accept reality, and we try and escape reality. But reality is a hard thing to try and escape. Unfortunately, reality is one of the things that isn't going to be going anywhere soon. Now the wind's dropped. Come on, wind. Yeah. So a breakup it's easy for me to say, well, it depends on your approach. I know how disruptive it can be to how you feel and what you're going through, and how disruptive it is to your mental health. The pain, the ruminating, the worrying. The fact of the matter is that person's gone, or you've told them to go. It's not always easy for the dumper, depending on circumstances, and you have to have strategies in place for you to be able to move on effectively. And one of those things, I believe, is to face what's happened and accept what's happened. It's the acceptance. And the thing is, we don't want to accept things that harm us. We don't want to do that. And why would you? But when you're dealing with things like a breakup, you haven't got control over that. It's just one of these things that happen in life that we don't plan for, that we don't want to experience, and it sucks. It really sucks. So if you're hitting the alcohol or drugs or whatever your means of feeling better is, try and come to terms with what's happened. Try and realise that this is just a part of the way your life is gone, and you can't change it. It's just a way, a part of the way in which your life's gone. And the sooner you come back to yourself, see, this is probably what the problem is. We lose ourselves in the relationship, and trying to find ourselves again after that can be a very difficult journey. And some people don't. Some people don't come back from the breakup. They just are never the same. And some people never come out of their alcoholism or drug abuse. It's just how it works out. And it's sad. It takes yeah, a lot of it honestly comes back to ourselves. If we're showing signs of weakness to that person, being not strong, we've just become passive, that's not going to work for the partner. But it could be a case of being emasculated by the woman. She's not being respectful. She's being disrespectful. And you've had enough of that. Oh, hang on, we're tangled. So there's lots of things you have to be aware of, and stay on, not just for the benefit of yourself, but for the benefit of your partner as well. Sometimes they need your guidance. Not that you're their parent or anything like that, but just for the benefit of the relationship. If you're not telling that person what you like or don't like, how are they going to know? You see, it's not automatic. A lot of people think this is all, that people are mind readers and all this. They're not. It's not an automatic. It's just not. It's a combined daily effort of unity, transparency, collaboration, and to do what's best for the both of you in your relationship. If you've said to somebody, okay, I know you've got an alcohol problem, I know you've got a drug problem, I'm prepared to work with this, just present yourself in a certain way and we might be able to get through this, and they're not, then you've got every right to have objections to that. Life's hard enough straight without battling with these people's addictions and flaws and other habits that they bring along with them that aren't benefiting themselves or anybody else, because these are all mood changes and personality changes. They change your mood, they change your perspective, they change your motivation. One minute these people can be manic, the next minute they're depressive, they're up, down, and that's hard for someone to try and navigate. That's really hard, and it's unfair. It's unfair on the person that these people are with. Now, you might think, well, why stick around? Well, the agreement was we'll give it a go. Right, we'll give it a go. We'll see how we go. And the person will want to be grateful that you're even doing that. But a lot of what you'll find with a lot of addicts and alcoholics and things, they're selfish. Sex addicts are selfish, that's why they have affairs. They just want supply. You might be giving them stacks of supply, but all of a sudden they just want something different. Oh well, whose expense does that come at? Yours. Right, you've got to look at all this stuff. As soon as you see issues and they're starting to compound, then you've missed something. You haven't been aware enough, as aware as what you should have been. And you can't blame the other person for that. That's your duty of care towards yourself. Right? That's where you haven't looked after yourself in the relationship. And you just can't blame the other person. Yeah, they're responsible and accountable for what they do, positive and negative. But at the same token, right, if you're being negligent towards your awareness of how they're behaving, that's on you, because you're giving them credence to what they're doing. You can't blame them for that. Here we go. Yep. You can't blame them if, you know, you're dealing with, in many ways, irresponsible people. Most people will get away with what they think they can. Alright, they're going to try and get away with what they can. And if you're not confronting the issues as you go and resolving things as you go, nothing's going to change. It's going to escalate. It's going to get worse. It's going to deepen. Because you're not practicing your authority in the relationship. You've got every right, to have your authority and to use it to the benefit of you and your relationship. All right? If you're neglecting that and the person that you're with, and you hear this all the time from women, oh, he won't stop drinking, oh, he won't, and I don't know what to do. I'll tell you what to do. Confront the issue, and if the person doesn't change, leave. You leave. They're not respecting you. They don't care about how you feel, and that's not what a relationship's about. Relationship is a mutual understanding that is based around the benefit of each other for health and welfare of life. If that person's abusing themselves for a start, what makes you think they're really going to care about you? They're not, because they don't care about themselves. That was the secret behind the golden rule that Jesus gave us, to love your neighbour as yourself. See the light? You've got to walk into the light. You've got to lift yourself up out of the shadows like that and come into the light. That's where the answers are. Excuse me. But if you stay in the shadows and you're not confronting the issues because of your fears that they might leave, then you're contributing to a formation within the relationship that's not going to fix anything. It's not fixing anything. It's contributing to the dysfunction. And that's not what you want, is it? No. You want to walk in the light with your partner, enjoy the time that you have. And this is where, at the start of a relationship, you've got to look at the understructure, the characteristic under the structure of the person that you're engaging. You don't know that person. Is their understructure drug, alcohol based? Is their understructure based on integrity and morality and awareness of what's best for the relationship? What is their core characteristic default? If it's alcohol and drugs, guess what's going to happen when the going gets tough? They're just going to default back to their alcohol and drugs. If you ask this person not to and they continue to do it, they don't care about you. They don't give a crap about you. They're too interested in their habits. And that's their lifestyle. That was happening before you come along. So what makes you think you're going to be able to change that? You're not. You can't change that. That's the structure upon which their character's been built. That's what they like. That's what they want. You understand what I'm saying? If somebody's selfish and they've hidden that, they've kept that covert for the start of the relationship, at some point that selfishness is going to surface, and if you're not on it and go, hey, hang on a sec, what's this? It's just going to escalate. It's going to escalate, 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 escalate until it's completely out of control. Until you're worn out and they're just running their race. You'll get the blame. Blah, blah, blah. That's how it works. That's just how it works. You have to have strong relationship principles. Principles that you're prepared to say, my standards and principles, they're fair, they're not hard on anybody, they're for the benefit of us on the basic foundations of life and what it means to be, you know, healthy and happy. And if that person wants to push those boundaries Let them go push the boundaries somewhere else. Just don't put up with people's shit, man. Okay? You could start a relationship and the person's dishing out a certain element of sex, and now all of a sudden that's changed. Well, why? Because it was probably a facade. It was probably to get you in. It was probably part of an initial influence that was going to keep you interested in that person. Now they're back to where they really are. They're not that interested in sex. You've been hooked up with the wrong person. You've let yourself be influenced by the wrong person. You've been deceived. Initially, you haven't watched. Some of these people are clever. They'll deceive you. They'll trick you all the way, man. And you've got to be aware of this. Some people just don't want a proper relationship. They'll tell you they do. And then when it comes to push comes to shove, no, they don't. They've just wanted to fill themselves up where they've been lacking in the intimate component of their life. And you bought into that. It wastes your time. It wastes your heart. It wastes your mind. And these people are everywhere. Here we go. These people are everywhere, viewers. So I'm about to go in. I hope you've enjoyed this journey with me. I will do more of this for you. We're hydrofoiling with a wing. This is Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist, Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia, Gosford, Brisbane Water. As you can see, I can't use notes and all that while I'm doing this. It's from my years of experience, decades of experience personally in relationships, and by way of aligning myself as best as I possibly can with the Christian way of life. Life, just because you're a Christian, isn't necessarily going to go completely your way. That's not the object of it. It'll help. Oh yeah, it'll help. But it's definitely not a guarantee that you're going to have an absolutely perfect life. It just doesn't work that way. It's supposed to, but for some of us, that just doesn't happen. So I hope that you have enjoyed this morning with me. It's 8:20 in the morning. We've done about half an hour, I think. That's not bad for the start. We'll go in now. Here we go. Can we get some wind here? Yep. We're heading for the wharf now. We're crosswind, which is a little bit harder to fly. Downwind, I should say, which is a little bit harder to fly, viewers. But we'll get in. Come in now. Thank you for joining me, viewers. This is Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.